name's Mary Martin. I'm Marketing Director of Business West. And Business West's role is to make this area the best place to start, grow, learn and live. We help businesses to start up, we help them to grow, we help them to innovate and to trade overseas. And we represent their concerns to government.
Fantastic. We were here today at the Proctor and Stevenson event, We Love GDPR. It was a pleasure to share the stage with you earlier to explore the GDPR questions from your quarterly economic survey. Can we talk a little bit about those questions and how the session went?
I think the biggest surprise for me was the amount of people who said they had no knowledge of GDPR. That was about 20%, and at this stage of the game that's quite a worrying number. However, I think from talking to people afterwards, they're starting to crank up the information and the knowledge that they've got because they know they've got a small window now before compliance on the 25th of May.
Fantastic. Business West are doing a number of things with which to help local businesses approach the subject of GDPR. Can you give us a quick summary of the things that Business West are doing?
Yeah, well, based on feedback from our members, we've got 3 things that we're helping them with. We put on our website a GDPR hub, and we're not experts, we've never claimed to be experts, but we have experts who have written for that hub, and there's over 20 pieces of resources from blogs to fact sheets to guides, and it mentions the local events that are happening, including the Proctor and Stevenson We Love GDPR. The other area that we're helping businesses with, if anyone is a member of Bristol or Bath or Gloucestershire or Wiltshire Chamber of Commerce, within their membership package there's a professional advice service which entitles them to 30 minutes free expert advice on the telephone, and we have some GDPR experts that we've added to that panel. I feel that would be very informative for members. And finally, we have Skills West is funded by the West of England LEP. It sits within Business West, and that's a group of skills advisors who are experts in various areas, various sectors, and they're there to help businesses through the myriad of support that is available on GDPR, and they can help you see through the fog. They can guide you, and if you're looking for a short-term GDPR course, they can help you with that, or if it's longer-term 15-month apprenticeship, there is one on GDPR compliance and risk, and I've had a lot of interest in that today. And we can help with funding. So a lot of the time, if it's a small company, small to medium-sized enterprise, we'll get 90% paid for by the government. So typically, an apprenticeship that would cost £9,000 over 15 months will only cost the company £900 over the 15 months. And the employee gets tick box, they get a qualification, and the organisation gets somebody who becomes expert in GDPR.
We talked a little bit today about skills, and I know that part of Business West's sort of arsenal is Skills West. Can you talk to us a little bit about Skills West and how local businesses can benefit?
Skills West is a really useful service for businesses in the West of England, funded by the West of England LEP, and that entitles businesses to a free, impartial skills advice session with one of our experts.
So Mary, we talked about the GDPR questions today from Business West QES. Could you explain what the QES is in a bit broader detail?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a quarterly economic survey. It's run by British Chambers of Commerce nationally and distributed by the 52 accredited chambers, of which Business West is one. They typically get between 5,000 and 7,000 responses every quarter. We get about 10% of that in this region, so between 500 and 700 responses. It's well regarded and it's used by the Bank of England as one of the first economic indicators of the quarter. So we normally use the same 20 questions or so each time, so we've got trends, we can analyse trends, but each quarter we identify a hot topic, and without doubt this time the hot topic was GDPR. So we've put in 7 questions on GDPR so that we can get feedback from businesses on what's concerning them.
So Mary, we're here at the Colston Hall for the Proctor and Stevenson We Love GDPR event. What were your key takeaways from today?
I think it was reassuring that all of the speakers took a positive approach. I think small companies are starting to panic. They're starting to think, is it going to cost us thousands of pounds? And the advice today absolutely was no, don't go out and spend thousands of pounds on consultants. It's all about being compliant. If you comply with the Data Protection Act at the moment, and you put a bit of effort into GDPR, you're likely to be okay. So I think there was a reassuring tone today, and I think that's the message that we want to get across to businesses as well. Don't panic, there's still time to be compliant by the 25th of May and ongoing from the 25th of May. It doesn't just stop there.
Mary Martin, Business West, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.